Drew and Stu are on the air.
Ready? What?
Whether you're fading with Drew or riding with Cam, this is the place to get your weekly NFL picks.
Everything you got, let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Drew and Stu podcast. I'm Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. Cam, today we got a huge show. We got an NFL mock draft. MLB starts today, so we're going to do some futures. NHL, huge slate tonight. Playoff lives on the line. And we got some March Madness round of 16 action tonight and tomorrow. Huge slate of games, Cam. We're either going to win a lot of money or we're going to lose a lot of money. What do you think's going to happen?
You got it. You got it, Drew. There's even the Frozen Four. They have college hockey starts tonight, too. There's games there. I'm not sure if we're going to dig that deep, but anyway, yeah, no, if you love sports, this is your time of the year. You're right. Like, you better load up your accounts. You're either going to get pumped or maybe have extra money for rib caps in your life, maybe other things for your baby.
Yeah, it's true. And the Masters coming up, Cam, 2 weeks away. I know you got bets on the Masters already, do you not?
I do. I have tons of bets. I'm not going to tell you how many active, and we have to find ways to basically put Scotty Scheffler in everything. Like, might as well just put him in and start out with a bungalow and build him into a tower. The guy's already like at a golf tournament leading again. Like, who is this guy?
He can't lose. He can't lose.
Drew, his odds for this week's tournament, plus 250.
It's stupid.
Tiger Woods in his prime was like, I remember when he was killing people by 12 shots, that was his number. Sometimes even more than that. So I don't know what to tell you about this guy. It's just he's a machine. Like, I don't know what to say.
And you can't bet it. You can't bet a golfer at plus 250 because it just doesn't make sense.
I guess you can, but the thing is, my goal was for him to be poorly off the start and get him live at like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Problem is, he started off hot. Now he's going to be even to win the tournament. It backfired.
You got to look for the Scheffler to lead all 4 rounds bets that are usually like 10 to 15 to 1.
But he usually doesn't. He has a round where he teases everybody, and then he comes back on Sunday and wins. That's what he does.
Yep, that's Scotty Scheffler, baby.
He's annoying.
All right, so let's start off with the baseball bets. I'm not the biggest baseball guy. I know you love baseball. You love the game. You love the Jays more than probably what is the Jays probably in your Toronto tier rankings? Your third favorite team?
I'd probably say second.
I'd
probably say second. It would be Leafs, Jays, Raptors. I love the Raptors too, but the Jays are a team, just good childhood memories going down to.
I thought you were an Argos guy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the Argos too. I love the CFL, but I'm just saying realistically, as a child, I went down to Exhibition Stadium. We used to go to the opener every year. That place is a dump. With the seagulls eating all the loose hot dogs and everybody's food. Like, that place was just infested with birds, but I had a good time. I remember the opener versus the White Sox. It was snowing, Drew, right on my birthday, because the opener used to be on April 4th all the time. And I'll tell you, man, I've seen some crazy snowstorms watching baseball, but hey, it's fun, man. And hey, baseball's a long season. So just one tip for everybody out there, and I don't take my own advice. Bet dogs in baseball, because if you bet favorites, the juice over time, because it's such a long season, will get you.
Cam, my favorite bet always, no run in the first inning. It's always minus 115, and I know it's a tease bet. They give it to you because usually there is a run, but there's a lot of times there's not, and I'll always be like, no run, no run, no run, no run. You do a big parlay. Sometimes it hits, Cam. You get 10 games in a row with no runs.
Contrarian, eh, Drew? You're like me and unders. Like, all people love overs because they want to cheer for runs. You're like, nah, no runs. I like that. I like your style, actually. I prefer the no runs in first inning than runs in first inning, too.
Yeah, the worst is sometimes I'll be live at the game and I do no run in first inning, big bet. I'm sitting at the game and I'm just like,
strike
shit,
out!
There's a run. Yeah. I'm cheering for the Jays to strike out, watching them live. People are like, what's this guy cheering for? I'm like, yeah, no hit. He's like, yeah,
gambling.
I'm the contrarian guy. All right, Cam, let's give you some futures here. Your World Series sleepers. I know you don't really like the favorites here, but give the viewers some picks that you think have a chance to win the World Series.
Well, obviously the Dodgers, that's no sleeper pick, but I think the Baltimore Orioles learned a lot last year. They're plus 200. I've already bet them to win the East, and the Jays are actually plus 380 if you like value and you think they're going to show up. But historically, Drew, I know you're already like, don't do it. But the Orioles, I think, they got some pitching. They picked up Corbin Burns. They have a young bats. And no, Drew, it's kind of like hockey. The first year in the playoffs, you got to kind of, pay your dues. And now I think the Orioles went in there and they weren't ready, and Texas beat them down. So 2-1 to win the division. I like the Orioles to probably come out, of the American League. I have a couple real big underdogs for you too. The Reds. I like the Cincinnati Reds to win the Central. Here's the thing. The St. Louis Cardinals are getting worse every year. They're getting old. And the Cincinnati Reds have tons and tons of great young talent and good pitching. The bullpen's actually pretty good. The problem is sometimes with young guys, they can burn out their arms. I got to make sure they manage their team properly. But the Cincinnati Reds at 4-1, Drew, the Milwaukee Brewers are going backwards. I'm telling you, that division is up for grabs. So I like
you're not worried about the Cubs at all?
The Cubs are the second choice, actually, at 2-1. Yes, I do worry. I think the Reds are going to be there at 4-1, and the Cubs are going to finish second. Also, Drew, a couple other division bets. You were actually helping me with this one. We can't lay 600 with the Dodgers, so we have a Dodgers, Braves, Orioles all division winner bet plus 350. Minnesota to win the AL Central at minus 120, and then I got 3 futures for you. San Francisco Giants, I got 81.5. It's 83.5. They're the second best team in that division. I think they're actually going to battle Arizona. And everyone has the Dodgers. The Giants are actually one of those teams that get no respect every year. St. Louis Cardinals under 85.5. I see major regression with this team. And Drew, have you seen the Pittsburgh Pirates, 74.5? This is the year they picked up Skeens, that kid from LSU. He's eventually going to pitch. He's starting at AAA. Watch out for him. Great young staff. And if their bats stay healthy, I think the Pirates can win 80 games. Their total is 74.5. So that's my baseball futures. I have more, but we don't have time, and I don't have 200 active bets.
Look at Cam giving you some sleepers to pick up on your fantasy baseball waiver wire to like maybe hold in your IL plus spot.
Well, I can do more, Drew. My head's spinning.
Cam, I got one question. So
yeah.
The Oakland Athletics, their over-under is 55.5 total wins. That's the lowest I think I've ever seen. Are they really this bad?
I'm going to tell you something. There's a bet online. It's Oakland versus Colorado, worst record in majors. I like Oakland better than Colorado. I think it's like minus 120. It's almost a pick 'em. It's in the specials category. Oakland to have a better record than the Colorado Rockies. I'm on Oakland.
Interesting. So you think Rockies are going
to... The Rockies suck.
They do, but so does Oakland.
Actually, do me a favor on your book now, because this is live. Tell me what the Rockies win total is.
Rockies,
tell me what Oakland's
Rockies 59.5. Oakland's 55.5.
Yeah, and the juice is almost the same. What's that telling you? So the Rockies are 4 more wins, but if you have that bet, it's almost a pick 'em. That's a sucker bet for Colorado, bro. I'm telling you, Oakland.
True. They should be juiced like minus.
I should be getting plus 140.
Yeah, you should be. All right, Cam. Let's move on over to the rink, the ice. Huge slate of games tonight in the NHL. Huge playoff games, playoff implications. We got the Washington Capitals playoff lives on the line. New York Islanders fighting for that last spot. Who else we got? The Blues, the St. Louis Blues, Calgary Flames, Vegas Golden Knights, Winnipeg Jets, LA Kings. All these guys fighting for the playoff lives. So let's start, Cam, with Toronto at home against the Capitals. Toronto favored minus 170. Are you worried that they lose their 3rd straight game tonight? You think they bounce back?
I think they bounce back. I'll take the Leafs in regulation. It'll also be a parlay piece at minus 165 right now. It's a little bit high. I also like the minus 1.5 plus 138. I can tell you one thing about the Toronto Maple Leafs. They own the Washington Capitals, Drew. But you brought up a good point. This is not a homer bet. This team really has issues. Sheldon Keefe doesn't look very happy, healthy. I know people are mocking his weight online. Like, leave the guy alone. It's time for these players to step up. And we all know they have defensive liabilities. But one thing about Washington is I don't know how they're doing it. Like, I know Ovechkin has been amazing.
Cam, did you see the picture of him getting on the team plane last night to come to Toronto?
No.
He's got a foot-long sub from Subway and a big bag of Cheetos, and his belly's hanging out with his jacket. I'm like, this guy's probably wearing a $10,000 suit, and he's rocking a Subway sandwich and Cheetos. I love Ovechkin.
Ovechkin doesn't care. I told you, when they won the Stanley Cup, he was bathing in Stoli vodka. Like,
I know.
That Washington team was literally on like a bender. They party the way like Playboy models party.
I just laugh at people are like, oh, you need to eat chickpea pasta. You got to have a vegan diet. This guy's scoring 30 goals a year eating Cheetos on the airplane to Toronto.
Dude, some of the worst players, like I've actually like done shows with like some NBA guys like crushing Burger King before games, 45 points. Michael Jordan used to play cards till 6 a.m.
Chad Ochocinco admitted he ate
McDonald's.
Yeah. Ochocinco said he ate McDonald's every week. He said that was my game meal. He's just
So, you know what, Drew? Some people just have athletic ability, but I will say this: when Corey Perry went over to Edmonton, he stopped hitting because hey, I like to drink too, but that guy looks like a different person after a while because that alcohol weight, man, you could lose it pretty quick.
Yeah,
he's actually looked a lot better, younger.
All I'm saying is seeing Ovechkin with a Subway sandwich and a bag of Cheetos made him relate to me more. And I was like, I love this guy even more now. I know everyone hates him because of his picture with Putin. Whatever. I'm not getting into that. I love him.
Hey, listen, we're not here to talk politics. We're here to make bets. So, you know what I mean? I know Kim Jong-il did not shoot like perfect in golf. He got a hole in one every hole. I know Putin didn't score 16 goals in his Russian rec league game.
Oh, yeah. You saw that soccer game?
Yeah.
He's got 12 goals.
Imagine that too. You're the goalie. You just let everything in. Because if you don't, like next thing you know, you're in the shower. That's the end of you. Put you in a hockey bag. Anyway, let's. I don't know how you feel about this game. I kind of lean over too.
I like the over. I don't know about the sides because I could see Toronto's reeling, especially without Mitch Martin in the lineup. Cam, they haven't been great. It's crazy all the hate he gets, and you see now he's the facilitator. Without him in the lineup, they don't really have that
amazing
premier passer. Yeah, I know Domi's trying, but yeah, I think I lean Washington if I had to pick a side, but yeah, I like the over in this game. Islanders against Florida tonight, Cam. Florida big favorites. Islanders fighting for the playoff lives. Patrick Waugh. They've been good defensively. Florida has been okay recently, trying to win the division. I kind of lean New York in this. Am I crazy?
You're not. I'm not sure if you like the puck line to be safe, but it's 50 cents. It's plus 1.5, Drew. And I know you're more of and you bet properly with the dog, but sometimes it's good to have insurance or cut up that bet.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Islanders right now on my book. They're getting plus 160, which is a great
Yep.
dog price. As for Florida, that's a horrible loss they're coming off. Remember, they blew it against Boston. They're going to be angry tonight. So I do lean Islanders, but I got to dig a little bit deeper. I think they could be a dangerous dog. But the next game on the rotation, I tell you, I will take the dog. The Montreal Canadiens have beaten Colorado 2-1. They went into Seattle, beat the Kraken 5-1. Flyers are feeling good about themselves. Give me the Montreal Canadiens at plus 130 tonight against Philadelphia.
Yeah, Bet365 has them at plus 140, so I'll even give you that one, Cam.
Thanks.
Yeah, and moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights and Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg lost 4 straight. Vegas fighting for the playoff lives. Just blew that game against Nashville. I was like, oh, the Predators are finally going to lose, Cam. And then Vegas comes storming back. Or sorry, Nashville comes storming back against Vegas.
Nashville came storming back. I bet
Vegas.
the live, Drew.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, you
Why
did?
am I a Leaf fan? Why am I a Leaf fan? Should I get a Predator jersey? All this team does is help me. I like the Predators.
I think they're sneaky.
I got futures on them.
It looks like they're about to take over the 3 seed, Cam, from Winnipeg, and I think Winnipeg loses tonight. You give me Vegas, which I think is the better team, plus money. Give me Vegas all day in Winnipeg. Winnipeg, probably the worst home ice advantage in Canada, would you say?
Yeah, I don't think it's right the way they talk about it because they have really good fans. The problem is people in Winnipeg, you're charging them same Toronto prices to go to a hockey game. So
and their city's way smaller, Cam. They don't have
yes, exactly. Another thing. Hey, Gary, how are things working at the Mullet with Arizona? You want to save them? I don't like this is not right what they're doing to the people of Winnipeg. They're actually wicked hockey fans. I would say some of the best in Canada. It's not their fault that they have to spend that kind of money to go watch the Jets play. I'm taking the Jets at minus 128. I'm on the Jets tonight against Vegas.
All right, we're on opposite sides. Now we got a playoff preview, Cam. Edmonton against LA. Oilers at home. Oilers been red hot besides that loss to Toronto. Do you think they can take down the Kings tonight? I think they could. I like the puck line minus 1.5.
I don't. I would lay just the game. The thing about the Kings is, Drew, what time of the season it is. It's getting to be the Kings time, end of March, early April. This is when they start to turn it on and get it together. They beat the Canucks the last game. I'm looking at the Kings as a dog, but I'm going to pass because you're right. Edmonton is a very lethal team. But you know what? The Kings match up very well against Edmonton.
Yeah, I know, but Oilers beat them again in the playoffs last year, Cam. I think they got their number. All right, last one we'll do tonight. Avalanche hosting the New York Rangers. 2 teams fighting for the President's Trophy and the 1 seed in their respective conferences. You're giving me the 1 seed in the East as an underdog. I know Colorado's rolling at home, Cam. Coming off that loss to Montreal, they're going to be angry, but I feel like just smartly, you got to take the Rangers here.
You're betting against your team?
Cam, I love Colorado, but this is regular season. This isn't playoffs. And you're giving me the number 1 seed in the league as an underdog. I feel like it's just
you know what? You're right. The Rangers could be live tonight. I wanted a little bit more than plus 120. Drew, and if you're against your team, that makes me feel very confident about your bet. I'll give you one more. Let's just rattle these things off. I think the Sabres, after their debacle, give me the Devils minus 115 on the road. And I will take a shot with the Predators against the Coyotes in regulation. It'll be a parlay piece. This team doesn't lose right now. I know this could be a trap against Arizona, but I'm on Nashville. They're too hot, and Vancouver.
They're minus 170, just straight up money line. I think they should be minus 250. It's Arizona.
That's what I'm saying. I almost want to take minus 1.5 is plus 150, and I'll put them in a parlay piece with a couple other big favorites in this spot. I don't know who's a lock tonight? Is there a lock?
Besides Nashville, I wouldn't call any of them a lock.
I agree. How about Minnesota versus San Jose? Is that a lock?
No, I like Chicago against Ottawa. Ottawa played last night.
You know what? I like the way Chicago played their last game against the Flames. They might be a dangerous pooch at plus 150.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet, Cam, if you have to ask me. All right, Cam, let's move on. Look at the round of 16 NCAA March Madness. We got a bunch of games tonight. Let's start with my Clemson Tigers playing at 7 o'clock.
Let's go in the order of the rotation.
Yeah.
The times of the games. Let's just fire them all down.
They're going to Arizona. Not going to Arizona.
Yeah.
Playing Arizona in the round of 16. Arizona 7-point favorites. Do you think Clemson can pull off the upset? I know a lot of people online, a lot of people on TV, all saying that they like Clemson in this spot, that they match up well against Arizona. But then 2 weeks ago, Clemson didn't even have what it takes to win the round of 64. So I'm like, why is this all of a sudden this change? What do you think?
I like Clemson. I don't know if they're going to win the game. So let's just take the points. A lot of the time, I know we like say we're using $100 as a point, I think you should probably put like 75-25 because you do have to sprinkle on the money line just to get that take back, or you could do 60-40. Hey, it's your money. You can do it the way you want to do it. But I'm going to say this. Clemson is a hot team. Their defense is much improved. They have an inside game. I'll tell you something about Arizona. They do have a size advantage, but Drew, they're very flaky. The Pac-12 is my conference. I'm a Washington State guy. They beat Arizona twice this year. Arizona is playing better basketball, but Clemson looks to be a team that is just very, let's just say they don't kill themselves, whereas Arizona is very sloppy, and that could be bad against Clemson. I think Clemson is going to try to get these guys in foul trouble. You know what? I'm going to take the 7 points with Clemson in this game. I don't know about the total at 152.5. A lot of people on our show think it's like going over. I kind of lean under, to be honest with you. I think that's a pretty high total.
Yeah, I think the only bet I like in this game, Cam, I don't like either side really. I like Caleb Love over 20 points. It's plus 150. I think he's going to score 20 pretty easily in this game.
Ooh, props, Drew. I like it. Hey, you're bringing out the prop machine. I like it.
100%. Cam, I'm a prop hunter more than the sides when it comes to anything other than football.
Yeah, it just shows my age because I'm more like just bet the game, but I'm looking at some other props. So Love, what did you get him at? Drew, he's 18 and a half right now. You got to get bet it again at a better number.
No, so I'm saying but I went to milestones. You can bet 20 at plus 150.
Always going for that extra piece of beef. Hey,
well,
Drew,
look at the bet price. I bet you what's 18 and a half minus 115?
Minus 110.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you
I need 2 more points for a plus 50, Cam? Come on.
You know what, Drew? That's a smart bet. I'm sorry. You're schooling me right now, and I'm listening to you. One basket for that. If he lands at 19, though, you're going to just absolutely want to put a hammer to your head. But yeah, I like that. Good pick.
All right. Connecticut versus San Diego State, Cam. This one doesn't make sense to me. They're minus 11.5, but their money line is minus 800. Being minus 800 tells me you should be like a 15, 17 point favorite. The 11.5 is weird to me. Like, I feel like this is an auto bet, but are they trapping us here?
This is the thing. There's been many different opinions. San Diego State, remember, Drew, this is a rematch of the national championship game where Connecticut smoked these guys. I'm going to tell you something. Connecticut, in my opinion, can't be stopped. Hurley's a nut job. Me and Gabe talked about it. He's like Harbaugh and the Mandelbaums on Seinfeld. He's an animal. Like, you know what the thing is, Drew? They've covered 8 straight of their last games. They're 8-0 ATS. They don't just win; they cover numbers. San Diego State is a good defensive team, but how the hell are they going to score and keep up with Connecticut? Give me Connecticut to win this game by 13. I know the back door will be open. It's up to 11.5. That's scary. But
I agree with you because I think it's like an 18, 20 point game, Cam. But the 11.5, it feels like a trap. Like, it feels like an easy bet.
You know what? Traps, whatever. We got to do with what we're going to do. Like, I'm just going to tell you, I think Connecticut is head and shoulders better than San Diego State.
I agree.
I think San Diego State will struggle to score 60 points tonight.
So you like the under then?
Good. I lean that way, but I think the final score in this game will be Connecticut 76, San Diego State 58. I think they.
I'm thinking like 92-50. Like, I'm thinking it's like bad.
Okay, wow, you're talking like absolute like alternate line 25-30 plus. Sure, we can.
Yeah, like, Cam, I think this line's wrong. Like, I think it should have been 17.5, 16.5. Like, it's just, it feels like Vegas knows something we don't. Like, is someone hurt that we don't know about? Like, it's just weird.
It's not Vegas knows something we don't. People look for underdogs at this type of the season, Drew. And I'll tell you, the Sweet 16 is where the cream rises to the top. This is the end of these like Cinderella stories a lot of the time. And I just don't think it's a very good matchup for San Diego State. If they do cover, it'll literally be with a 3 at the buzzer to lose by like 10 or 11. I don't see them being in this game.
It's like, who was that guy last year? They were down by like 40 and he stole the ball and dunked it with 1 second
left. I love that. Yeah, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
That was funny. UNC against Alabama, Cam. They're 4.5 point favorites. I'm leaning Alabama outright.
Okay, Drew, this is where we disagree. I like North Carolina. The problem with Alabama is they rely on the 3, where North Carolina can go inside the Baycott. They can beat you in so many ways. And the thing I really liked about North Carolina, the last game when Michigan State punched them in the face, they came back and responded with a massive win. I think North Carolina wins this game by 8 points. They cover the 4.5. Total's high, but it might go over because I think North Carolina is good for probably 85-90 in this game.
Cam, another prop I like in this one. Mark Sears from Alabama, 4 3-pointers made is plus 350. Like you said, they rely on the 3. He's their best 3-point shooter. 4 of them. I don't think that's crazy.
No, it's a good bet.
Give me Sears to make 4 3-pointers.
Alabama, know what their problem is, Drew? And it's actually a good thing for you. If their threes are if they're on fire, North Carolina's done in this game.
Yeah,
But if they
yeah.
don't shoot like almost perfectly, they're done. It's a very simple concept because they don't have the inside game to compete with North
But
Carolina.
they
I'm
score more than
sorry.
anyone in the country, Cam. So, like, I
They
feel like
do.
even if they're
Well,
down 10, they can come back strong, like, with just some
they
threes. Like,
can.
just bam, bam, bam. It's just
They
you're
play a
right, though. It's
fast pace.
small ball against big ball. That's what it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, after a while, Alabama, Nate Oates made a commitment going, we're not going to beat anybody any other way. Let's just try to run teams out of the gym. It could catch up with you. That's all I'm saying is I'm on North Carolina. But you know what, Drew? I've done shows and nobody likes Alabama, so you might be on to something.
Okay, I was gonna say Alabama's got like that like upset style written all over them.
Yeah.
And like you said, if they're hot from three, which I think they will be by my Sears bet, I like them to win outright. But we disagree. But I like the underdog. Maybe you'll like the underdog in this one. Iowa against Iowa State. Sorry, not just Iowa. It's pretty much even, minus 115 each side. Cam, a lot of people like the Iowa State. I don't know. What do you think?
I like Illinois. I
Really?
think Illinois. I like taking teams. Drew, I'm going to be honest with you. The Thursday card, I like the Friday card a hell of a lot better.
Me too.
But
Me
let's
too.
just let's
These
just
games
play
are so
these
close
games.
today. It's like no upsets.
I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. But I'm going to take Illinois. I know Iowa State. Remember, these guys beat Houston in the Big 12 championship, and not just beat them, annihilated them. But Houston also was thinking about the big picture. Illinois, a good angle in college basketball. We've talked about teams underachieving in their conference in the regular season and ramping up to the tournament. Kind of like your Colorado Avalanche, Drew. They don't care about the games at the end of the season. They need McKinnon healthy and they need to go roll. That's the way Illinois is. It's kind of like they were playing possum. Iowa State, though, a top 5 defense in the nation, that's a problem.
And they've been
This
rolling,
game,
Cam. They're 9-1 in the last 10.
I'm going to tell you, Illinois is a very, very dangerous team. No, this could come down to the last possession. I'm getting Illinois at my book at plus 1.5. Plus 102 money line. I'm going to tell you something, Drew. I think it's going to be an absolute slobber knocker. Do you know, I wouldn't believe this. I think 14 of the last 16 games in Illinois games too have gone over the number.
Interesting. I can't confirm that mentioned, but I believe you, Cam. So I'll be going over as well. What I do like, Cam, they switched the pro line ties. I said it was within 5. It's now within 7. I hit one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I hit a four tie thing on Tuesday. So I was like, this is amazing.
Drew, that is huge. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've lost games by 6 or 7 when it was 5 back in the day.
Yeah, I was like,
but the odds are crappier. They're going to give you something.
100%. But still,
no, I like it though. I'm actually good work. I'll give them credit.
I'm going to do 3 of the 4 games today after we film. We go get some 3-way ties. I think 3 of them finish in 7 points besides the Connecticut game.
You know what? I think the Clemson-Arizona game might. I think Alabama, North Carolina, but I think Illinois and Iowa State. So I'm thinking 2. 2 of them at least are a tie.
I mean, I think Alabama's winning, Cam, so I got to take all 3.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
All right, let's move tomorrow. NC State against Marquette. Marquette 6.5-point favorites. It started at 6. It's now 6.5. Public likes NC State. Cam, what about you?
I love Marquette in this spot, and I'm against everybody on this game. I've talked to people.
Really?
People think NC State's going to roll. A lot of people like NC State outright. I think Marquette actually takes these guys out to the woodshed.
Oh, man.
I think they win this game by double digits. I think
Me too.
NC State, and I'll tell you something, Drew. What have we learned from the NFL? Popular dogs. That's the recipe for losing money. I'm going to take a shot with Marquette. Kolik's playing great. That kid Cam, he's on fire too. He hits everything. I love the Marquette Golden Eagles. I have them going to the Final Four, so I'm not stopping now. Give me Marquette by 12 over the Wolfpack. Oh,
so what do you think? Cam Jones 25 points is plus 400.
I love it.
Okay,
love it.
All right, well, I might have to sprinkle on that.
You like
one
Cam
there.
Jones? I wish I could play. This Cam has no game. Cam Jones is amazing. Dude,
Cam with a K too.
Drew, have you seen that guy when he's on fire? He doesn't miss. Like, he's just one of those guys. He's got ice water in his veins. I'm a big Marquette guy. Give me Marquette.
Cam, I agree with you. And it's weird reverse line movement. It's like they're trying to make you bet on NC State because, like, if all the bets are going to NC State and it goes the other way, ding, 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 our bells, like we say on our NFL pick show, Cam, you got to go against the public when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
All right, Gonzaga against Purdue. Purdue, public likes them. The line's moving towards Purdue. It's now 5.5, opened at 4.5. The Boilermakers are probably going to win this game. Will they cover? That's the question.
I like Gonzaga to cover, and I think Purdue might win like literally by between 1 and 5. I'm getting 5.5. I think this game, as you talk about, you want to do your pro line tie, sign me up with this game. Gonzaga has a huge coaching advantage with Mark Few. I know they play in the West Coast Conference, which is weaker, but they ended up taking down St. Mary's. San Francisco's not that bad of a team. They dummy them. Here's the thing about Purdue. It's all about Zach Edey. We like Canadian content, but the thing about Purdue is they're notorious gaggers. Maybe they get over the hump this year, but you know what? Gonzaga is starting to feel it again. I'm going to take the 5.5 with the Gonzaga. I'm not going to say it's my favorite game, but I think the dog is very live in this game. I would not be shocked if they won, so I will take 5.5.
Yeah, Cam. I kind of like the spread as well, but I think Purdue wins this one. I don't think Gonzaga can close it out. I know Gonzaga's hot. I know a lot of people didn't even think they'd win the first game of the bracket, Cam. And they're here now. I think this is the end of their run, though. So give me Purdue outright, Gonzaga on the spread. I'm taking that tie, like you said. Next up, though, the Duke Blue Devils, who you counted out, Cam, and now all of a sudden they're live against Houston. I know you like Houston.
Did I count them out?
Yeah, Cam, when we were building the bracket, I was like, I told you I like Duke.
Oh, yeah. I think we had James Madison.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
I told you Duke would beat Houston.
No, that's my crazy. You're right. You know what? I will apologize to you. On my one bracket, I actually have Duke going farther than people think. I wanted to be a hero, and I apologize to you. But we had to take some upsets, and I picked the wrong one.
James I'm picking Madison Duke to beat them tonight. Tomorrow. I'm picking Duke to win this game, Cam. Am I crazy?
Crazy. You're not crazy, Drew. You're actually just I like the way your mind is working. Here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. All I know is one thing. I don't know how Duke over time can compete with Houston's relentless D.
Yeah.
Problem with Houston is Shetty's one of those guys. They rely on him. They got to hit their free throws. You know what? Houston's a very popular play. I like them to win this game, Drew. But you know what? My first instinct was Duke, and I have a lot of people kind of convincing me to take Houston, and that's a dangerous thing when people like you respect in the gaming world like Houston. But I'm gonna take Houston, but I'm going to watch this game very, very closely. And let's remember one thing. I want to tell everybody, the audience, these guys already know this. They're smart guys, but I emphasize this. There is no better live betting situation than an NCAA tournament. It's not like the NFL. Yeah. We kind of see what's going on. Like you could have a team up 60. Like Michigan State was murdering North Carolina. They come back next thing you know, North Carolina's up 10. You can go on a 20-3 run. It's like beautiful. Like live betting, you can hit both sides. Plus, sit back. You know, if you have a cigar or whatever you like to do, a nice beverage, and just sit back and count your money because you're getting both teams at plus, I think it's a great way to bet this tournament. Drew, I'm going to take Houston, but if I see something from Duke, I could change my mind real quick with this game.
Cam, I think just Duke they're rolling. Houston should have lost the Texas A&M game. They should have lost that game.
Was it Texas Tech or Texas? It was Texas A&M, right? Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I get the. Yeah, you're right. You're correct. But the thing is, that was a 3 bad coverage at the end of that game. They got to overtime. But know what Houston did, Drew? A good team. Remember the NCAA tournament? I remember
true.
I used to.
Yeah, it's true. You did say you need that scare.
Every team needs a scare.
Yeah, you're right.
Take a look at it. Every team that's won the tournament,
you're not wrong.
UConn. No, I know because I remember I bet Maryland when I was young and I won tons of money. They got a scare from the UNC Wilmington Seahawks. They had a half-court buzzer beater and they went on to roll in the tournament. What about Virginia? They should have lost every game the year they won. They were down every game with like 10 seconds left. You need scares. And Houston got a scare. That'll wake them up. But Drew, I agree with you. I think Duke is being a little bit disrespected. They're playing better basketball than people think.
All right. So I'm taking Duke outright. Cam likes Houston outright. But Cam, you like Duke on the spread then?
I'm going to take Houston -4.5.
Okay.
I think it falls right on the number. They win by 4 or 5. It's
all right. Cam's favorite team in the tournament, according to our bracket show, was the Creighton Blue Jays. Let's see if he likes them again tomorrow. Tennessee favorites 2.5. Not a lot of points. The total is 144. It's gone up. Cam, you like Creighton as the underdog here?
So Drew, basically in the late night slate, you're I don't know how many dogs you're rocking. It looks like I'm rocking 5. Gonzaga. Yes, I'm taking Creighton. The only favorite I love is Marquette. Yes, the Blue Jays, all they do, they could shoot the 3. They got big men in the middle. They're very well coached with McDermott. Tennessee and Barnes are notorious chokers in this tournament. The thing is, Tennessee has great athletes, but it's a contrast in styles. I'll tell you one thing.
Tennessee's defensive team though, Cam.
Tennessee can play D, but the thing is Creighton hits from everywhere.
Yeah.
And all their guys are good shooters. Give me +2.5 with the Blue Jays, and I will sprinkle +120 money line. I think this team is dangerous as hell.
All right. Well, we had Creighton. We had Creighton in our Final Four. I like Creighton as well, Cam.
Good.
I think they score more points.
Go on Tennessee just to piss me off.
No. Okay. Tennessee almost lost that game against Texas, and they only won because of their solid defense. Cam, Texas couldn't hit anything out like a fish in a barrel of water. They weren't hitting anything.
What's your favorite total, Drew? I'm more of a sides guy. What's your favorite total? Because I get is there anything that jumps out at you with this stuff?
Yeah, though Duke Houston 133 is way too low. I think this game could be like 90-80. Like I think it could be like 100.
You know what? Despite the defense, I think that is a very low total. I would have to agree there.
Like we just saw Houston and Texas A&M. I know it took overtime, but it was 200 points total. You know, you're telling me Duke and Houston's going to be 70 points less.
What about Gonzaga Purdue? I don't see any defense in that game either. There's going to be.
But it's a high total, very high. That's too high. I like going over 133. I think that's too low. So give me that, Cam, if I'm picking a total. All right. So there's our round of Sweet 16 picks, Cam. I'm feeling the underdogs more than you, weirdly, the first day, but then the second day
Not
you're feeling the
really.
underdog. No, the second day I'm saying
Yeah,
you're underdog
okay.
second day. I'm underdog first day. That's how it goes here. I'm big on Alabama Duke. I'm gonna have Alabama Duke parlay. Am I crazy? Probably, but it's gonna be 10-1 to have two teams win a game.
You're not crazy at all. Anything can happen in the NCAA tournament. Actually, you know what? I'm getting scared too, Drew. One final thought. I don't know anybody that likes Duke other than you. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, and you don't like anyone who likes and you don't like anyone who likes Alabama either. Everyone's on UNC and Houston.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're right.
when they both lose, I'll be sending you a text saying "cha-ching." It'll be
I got to be honest with you. I'm more I told you the game, and I might be very stupid to do this. I just think NC State is going to be a very public dog, and I don't want to be I'm on Marquette. That's like I will lay the 6.5 with Marquette. I will put them in parlays, and if I lose, that's on me. I think they win this game by double digits.
Yeah, Cam, I agree with you. Alt spread Marquette.
Okay.
What do you think? Go. What's the craziest? What's the deepest spread you'd do with them?
Minus 11.5.
I might even go more. All right, let's see. What is minus 11.5? Is plus 175. Yeah, that's not a bad bet.
That's free.
Okay, minus
32.5.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You can go minus 9.5 for plus 140. Like I just do right.
Yeah, okay, let's do that then. Yeah, they all have to just win by 10. Thank you. See, now you've taken meat off your plate because you're thinking about just winning and somebody else paying for the bill. That's smart.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right, Cam, let's move off basketball. Let's get into our
Football.
2024 first edition of the NFL Top 10 mock draft. We're just going to do the top 10 picks because that's all really anyone cares about. Will both of us have 4 quarterbacks going? I don't know. Let's find out. I will say my favorite bet, Cam, is who I think is going to go number 2. The odds, I like them. I'll show you now. But first overall, Cam, we got Chicago Bears on the clock. They traded Justin Fields, which means they're going quarterback. Who are they taking number 1? Are you going chalk, Caleb Williams?
Yes, of course we're going Caleb Williams. Like I don't know what else you're going to do. Like, first of all, I'd like to take a flyer with Jaden Daniels, but that's between me and my opinions on things. I think Caleb Williams, he has a lot of Mahomes tendencies. Obviously, he has a lot to prove in this league when he gets in there. They need to get him some weapons, but I've also seen Caleb Williams make mistakes before, but the Bears, obviously, Drew, they've told us what they're doing. Fields is a Pittsburgh Steeler with Russell Wilson. Right now, it's Caleb Williams.
Dude, they've already given Caleb access to the facility, apparently. And I was like, isn't that illegal? Isn't that...
You're going to bet against him? Like, whatever the line is, like, if you're a millionaire, you can lay, like, $100,000 to win or $1 million to win, whatever. Like, it's Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cam. All right, let's move on to where the draft really starts, in my opinion. That's number 2, the Washington Commanders. My favorite bet, Cam, it might sound crazy, Wolverines quarterback JJ McCarthy going number 2 to Washington. That's my decision, Cam. He's plus 350 to go there. He's had a great offseason. He's skyrocketing up draft boards. Everyone's like, oh, he's got a weak arm. Comes out on his pro day throwing 65-yard dimes.
Can you back up the ship? We did a show 2 weeks ago.
I know, Cam. I know.
I was
don't
praising
like
McCarthy, and I got ripped
like
by
him.
everyone.
I don't like him, but his pro day was good. All the scouts are loving it. People close to Washington GM Adam Peters are saying that that's his guy. If that's his guy, I got to take it at plus 350.
Is he a winner? Yes. Did he fight against Alabama? Final drive. Did they win? Yes.
Exactly.
The thing about football is he's not a perfect player, and he does have to work on accuracy a little bit. But you see, he's getting better and better and better all the time. The guy used to play hockey. He's tough as nails. But here's the deal. Washington always screws it up because they're Washington. They're going to take May. They're going to have another stupid North Carolina quarterback. Seahawks got the other one in Howell, and they're going to screw this thing up. I'm going to tell you, Washington's taking May.
I don't think so. Why is everything leaking around their GM that he likes JJ McCarthy? There's no point.
Drew,
Cam, I understand, but what's the point of a smokescreen? You know Caleb Williams is going number 1. It doesn't make any sense. Why smokescreen?
I'm going to tell you something. All this stuff is fucking bullshit.
I agree with you, but they're number 2, and there's no reason for them to lie.
Okay. I'm just saying Drake May is going to the Washington Commanders.
So you don't think it's a good value bet? Oh, it's JJ McCarthy? No,
it's a great value bet.
Plus 400 now for him to go number 2.
He's a great value bet.
Cam, I don't know. I'm feeling okay. Anyway,
I know where he's going. I agree with this. I'm looking at a couple mocks. I got the same one as these guys going. I'll tell you exactly what's happening.
All right. So who's going number 2? Tell us. We'll go back and forth. Okay. So you got Drake May. Explain why.
Because Washington is going to take another North Carolina quarterback. They're high on May. This guy his ceiling was huge at the end. I don't know.
A UNC quarterback worked out.
There's not been too many in the league, Drew. There's only been a couple, haven't there? So who have we got from North Carolina? One plays for the Seahawks now, Sam Howell.
Fair.
Who else is from North Carolina? You tell me. There's probably been a couple other ones that sucked, but anyway, I'll go back to the archives and we'll figure it out. But Washington always finds a way. Yeah, I don't care. They can go for
Trubisky.
McCarthy, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Good call, Drew. Thank you. And it might be dangerous. Maybe you're onto something here, but I'm going to say Drake May.
Okay, so that's where our first difference is number 2 overall. You got May, I got McCarthy. Number 3, Cam, to the Patriots. I got Jaden Daniels from LSU. I think he's the most athletic quarterback in the draft. I mean, we had 50 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions last year in the season, which is absolutely insane. I mean, they don't have weapons to help him out, so I think he sits year 1 behind Brissett, but I think this is a great pick. I think he's sneakily maybe the best quarterback in this draft, so give me Jaden Daniels to the Patriots at number 3. I don't like it because Patriots are in the Bills division, but Daniels number 3.
I'm going to tell you something. I love Daniels. I think he's a guy that has so much upside. I think he's a great athlete. I think he can. That Drew, you see him in the open field too. The only thing I worry about, kind of like the Robert Griffin syndrome, you don't want to see him get hit too much. But he's 6'4".
I think that's why he sits.
Pounds.
He sits year 1, Cam. I don't think you play him.
Yeah, but the thing is, look how big he is. That 6'4", 210, that's a big quarterback. So, he's got good size. He can take a lick. I just don't want to see him get hit too much. But if the Patriots pick up Daniels, which they're going to do, you said it. Bad news for the Dolphins, Bills, everybody else.
Do you think the Boston fans have the patience to let him sit for a year is my question.
Well, think about it. You dealt with Mac Jones, and the guy's a piece of shit all year. I think you can show a little bit of patience if you actually want to have a winning tradition again. That's the whole problem. Guys used to sit behind veterans. There's no need. If he's ready to go, we'll put him in. But there's no need to fuck this thing up. He is a special athlete. Drew, you saw him at LSU.
Yep.
Guys throwing for 500 yards a game, like crazy comeback. These are against
plus running for 200. Dude, he had 4 rushing touchdowns in his last game. I was like,
yes. I loved it. You know what? Honestly, I think Daniels is better than May, and I actually think he could be better than Caleb Williams. These are my takes.
I agree. I think he could be the best quarterback in this draft. I think you have to let him sit, though. If you put him out there with their lack of weapons, lack of O-line, he's just going to get killed, and then that's going to kill his confidence. You might ruin the kid if you start him too early. Like we saw with Bryce Young. Bryce Young should not have been starting for the Carolina Panthers with what they were throwing out there, Cam, and I don't want them to screw up Daniels as well. All right, so who do you have number 3? Same pick?
I have Jaden Daniels.
All right, and explain why you love him some more, just for the viewers.
I did. Jaden Daniels is 6'4". Yep. He played against SEC defenses and ran for over 200 yards in a lot of games and thrown for over 500. He is a gamer. The LSU defense hung him out. Drew, their offense had to do everything because their defense sucked because all their players went to the NFL and they didn't get the same recruiting classes they needed to get. Jaden Daniels is a special athlete. He can beat you arm, feet, gamer, comebacks, 33 touchdown, 9 pick. Guy rushed for 404. Come on, man. The guy 3,608 passing yards. You kidding me?
I agree with you.
The guy's amazing.
Would you rather right now Daniels or Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis?
I'd rather have Daniels.
Okay, fair. I agree with you. I think Anthony Richardson he's lacking his arm talent, but we'll see this year. All right, moving on. Number 4, 4th overall, Arizona. Cam, I'll let you go first. Who do you like here?
I don't want to copy a mock draft, but I have the quarterbacks going top 4 in the draft, and I don't want to steal it, but this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. And I'd have Minnesota moving up with a trade with Arizona for J.J. McCarthy.
Interesting.
I think he's the perfect quarterback for Minnesota. I think they need a guy who's a gamer, a stabilizing force, a tough guy, a guy that matches their city. He's just one of those guys, Drew, and I think he's getting better all the time. I don't understand why people wanted to rip him. I know statistics are good, but I also look at winning and what can you do at the end of games and what did you do in big games? And J.J. McCarthy on a big stage continued to get better. You talked about his pro day. It was absolutely fantastic. People want to mock this guy. He's tough as nails too. He's played all types of different sports. He takes licks and keeps on coming back for more. He is tough as nails. The Minnesota Vikings will be happy to have a quarterback like that. They move up with a trade from Arizona, and the first 4 quarterbacks in the draft, first 4 picks are quarterbacks. I'd like to make that bet. I know it's the same as a couple mock drafts out there, but that was my plan going into this.
So that is not what I did, Cam. Number 4th overall, I have Arizona taking Marvin Harrison Jr. I know people are saying they're going to trade out. I just don't think they need to. And I think when you have the best player on the board, in my opinion, is Marvin Harrison Jr., you're missing that X receiver, that stud for Kyler Murray. You're going to want to win it this year. They looked okay once Kyler came back last year. I think they need that weapon for him. Marvin Harrison Jr., best receiver in the draft. I think you have to take him at number 4, unless Minnesota blows you out of the water. But I don't even think Minnesota needs to trade up because they know Arizona's not taking a quarterback and no one else is trading up to take a quarterback. So I don't know if they need to move up to number 4, to be honest. So give me Arizona taking Marvin Harrison Jr. wide receiver, Ohio State. Do you agree with he's the number one receiver in the draft, or are you the Malik Neighbors guy like some others?
It's funny. I'm going to do something even more crazier than that off the board. But anyway, I think Marvin Harrison is the best receiver. I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic, Drew. And while we're talking about this, I have him at 5th because remember we have the first 4 quarterbacks. I have him going to
San Diego
Chargers.
getting Marvin Harrison.
How's that sound? And that's perfect for Harbaugh. He knows him. Ohio State. You have a Michigan coach with an Ohio State receiver. I think Marvin Harrison can change everything. We need weapons. Keenan Allen's gone. Mike Williams. Do you see, guys? They need somebody now. That's why I think it almost falls into place if the Vikings trade up to get McCarthy. Harrison at 5, and I have a sneak pick at 6. That's not who you think it's going to be.
All right, so number 5, you have Harrison going to the Chargers. I have the Chargers trading out. I have Minnesota trading up to land Drake May, 2 firsts and a 5th. I'm looking at that chart. After letting Cousins walk, I think they go and get Drake May. I think he's the 4th quarterback off the board here. I like that bet. You can bet on him to be the 4th quarterback taken. Some good odds, plus 700. I think he's the worst quarterback in this draft, Cam, out of these top 4. People are going to be like, what the hell? Drake May is the 2nd best quarterback. I don't think he is. I watched UNC. They're not good. He wasn't good. Cam, am I crazy to think he's the worst quarterback out of these 4?
I think out of the 4, he is the worst. I would go, for me, Daniels. I almost want to say McCarthy over Williams, but I got to see it. I'm gonna go Daniels, Williams, McCarthy, May. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the Washington commies are going to screw this up. They're drafting Drake May. We disagree.
And I think Harbaugh knows that he needs some assets. And I think he trades back, gets that extra first and a later round pick. Picks at 11. It's not that different. He's still going to have his pick of the litter because 4 quarterbacks are going. Though people are saying he's pumping up JJ McCarthy's stocks that he can get Marvin Harrison, like make the quarterbacks go number 1 to 4, like you're saying. But I think they trade out if May's there and Minnesota trades up. All right, so number 6, the New York Giants are on the clock. Who do you got them selecting?
Here's the deal. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is just for fun. I know Neighbors. Everyone wants Neighbors. I think the Giants I think Brock Bowers, they have him going deep outside the top 10. I would take him at 6.
Wow.
What do you think about? I think he's the best.
I think he's the best tight end in years, Cam.
Yes. I know like Neighbors is a freak and I'd have him going like later, but I'm going to tell you something. I just think Brock Bowers is a very, very special guy. I know he got hurt in college, but when I saw him with Georgia, this guy takes over games. Mm-hmm. I just think he's a perfect, you know what? Him and Rodgers too. It just seems to be a connection that I could really see. People will say this is a reach because
Rodgers is playing the Giants, Cam.
What?
The Giants are picking, not the Jets. No Rodgers.
No, but I'm saying like they have him in a lot of mocks, like 10th.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like way down there. I'm going to take him to the Giants. I think the Giants. You know what? You need a stable force for like Daniel Jones is hanging on by a thread. You need a guy that's going to be in there. And I know it's a little bit of a reach, but Drew, these are what mock drafts are for.
No, it's them just paying Waller all that money doesn't have you worried at all. They might not want a tight end.
No.
All right,
Bowers is on. No, he's not even real tight end. He's a freak. He's a receiver tight end.
That's what I said. He's like he's like Dalton Kincaid. If Dalton Kincaid could block and was bigger,
he's
the mix. Yes. He's a receiver, but he's also very good at blocking.
Drew, that's the whole thing. Like you're getting not just one position player. I think Brock Bowers is being very underrated in this draft. He should be going at 5 or 6. And I'm going to take him right now at 6 with the New York Giants. And people are going to call me crazy because everyone's going to have Neighbors. And I understand the pick. I like Bowers, but I like Malik Neighbors too, but I'm going to go with Bowers.
All right. My number 6 overall of the Giants is who you said, Malik Neighbors. I think he's arguably the best receiver in the draft. I like Harrison a bit better. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either of these guys. They're both big outside receivers. Giants have been missing that since Odell Beckham. Give me Neighbors, Cam. I don't think it's a hard selection. And all right, moving on. Number 7, Tennessee Titans. I got them selecting Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. I think he's the best tackle in the draft. I think that's what they need to protect Will Levis. So we're in agreement.
Big time. Like that's the thing. Don't be flashy, Tennessee. You're nuts and bolts team. You take Joe Alt. He's just the guy's so damn good. And you know what? I remember when Seattle did this with Walter Jones and Sean Springs when they were like one of the worst teams in the league, and they took Walter Jones and then Springs, and it changed their whole team. They started.
Remember when Miami took lineman first overall?
Yeah. You got to take a lineman. It works. So you know what? Joe Alt to Tennessee, we agree. Now let's see what we got here at number 8.
Number 8, Atlanta Falcons. Some people are going to call me crazy, Cam, but I got Jared Verse, FSU, going number 8. 9 sacks this year, including 2 in the ACC championship. I think he's the best edge rusher in the game. I know people are going to say, "Oh no, it's Dallas Turner, Alabama." I don't care. Give me Jared Verse, the Falcons. They need a defense more than anything. Their offense is fine. I think they go Verse.
You know what? I like Verse too. I think it's kind of a pick 'em, but I think they're going to do the safe route and take Dallas Turner because of his pedigree. Also playing in SEC country right there. This guy, we know what's going on here. Florida State. I like Verse at Florida State, but I'm going to tell you something. Dallas Turner in Alabama. This guy's an absolute stud.
He
The
is.
Falcons aren't screwing around. They got to get it right. You know what? The offense, Drew, it's one of those situations where they got to start figuring it out, right? So I think
they got Cousins now. I think their offense is fine.
Yeah, you're right. But they need to help out. They need defense and they need offense, an offensive line, even though it's getting better to help out Cousins.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cam. I think they could go offensive line here. I don't think they'll go weapons. Some people have them taking a receiver here to pair with Drake London. I was like, there's no way. They have Pitts and London already. They don't need help out wide. They just drafted Bijan top 5. Like, why would they go offense again? It seems weird. All right, the Chicago Bears picking at 9. Cam, who do you have them selecting?
Now I go to Neighbors at 9 for the Chicago Bears. People
really?
are going to go Odunze
with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Neighbors.
Yeah, why not?
All right. I mean, you're giving Caleb Williams all the weapons in the world then.
Yeah.
Fair.
Don't
Fair.
they? Keenan Allen's going to get hurt anyway. Don't you need? Do the Bears draft a receiver in your opinion?
No.
Do they draft a receiver?
No.
You don't think they do?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Personally, if Bowers was on the board, but I already told him I have a sneak pick to the Giants, so I'm going to go another receiver with Caleb Williams. I know what the thing is. They need another guy. Like DJ Moore's good, but Keenan Allen, Drew, like how many could he get through a season? They need another stud, but I understand they also what do the Bears need? Offensive line help too.
That's
do you
true.
not agree?
They did. They definitely need some O-line, especially when you have a rookie quarterback starting.
Who do you have going?
I have them taking Dallas Turner from Alabama. I think they want
that's fair.
They need defensive linemen to match Montez Sweat on the other side, and now they're gonna have Edmonds in the linebacker core. They got Baird at safety. Like they're gonna have stars on every asset of the defense. Plus they have now loaded up on offense. I think defensive end is the pick here for them to help their defense, which struggled last year. Yeah, I think to pair up with Sweat, they go Turner.
Yeah, no, I'm having a real problem at 10 now because I don't know what I've done because I had Neighbors going earlier. I got Alt, Turner, Bowers. So who are we on the Jets at 10?
Yep, we're on the Jets at 10.
You tell me who they're.
I got the Jets taking Brock Bowers, Cam. I think they need weapons. I think he's the tight end for them. Yeah, I don't know who else they would select here. I mean, there's a lot of receivers on the board still, but yeah, I think Brock Bowers is the pick for me. He's the best player available.
He is. What about, is this a reach to go for Fashanu, the guy? They haven't projected to go to the Saints at 14, but they need a tackle to protect Rodgers, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, he's the next best one. They could go corner too to pair with Sauce Gardner.
Well, if you're gonna go corner, you're picking up Arnold from Alabama.
What about Odunze from Washington?
He's a receiver.
Yeah.
Don't I have him going to the Bears?
No.
I don't?
No.
What am I doing here? Okay, hold on. Brock Bowers, Giants.
You had Neighbors. You had Neighbors going to the Bears.
Yeah, Neighbors going to the Bears. Yeah, right. So, yeah, Odunze. Yeah, I got to do. Yeah, what am I doing here? Odunze from Washington, the Huskies.
Fair enough. I like that pick too. I think he's alive for them. If Bowers isn't there, I think that's their pick.
Dude, sorry, Drew. The mock here. I'm looking at it like you kind of freaked me out with the way you changed with your trade in the first for like.
Whoa, you traded before me, Cam.
Did I?
Yeah, you had number 4 trade. I had number 5. What do you think of Brian Thomas? I know that people are saying Odunze is going to go above him. Brian Thomas, do you think he has what it takes? Crazy that both LSU receivers are going to go top 15. Apparently, you like him? I have my doubts. Like I don't like.
I have my doubts too. I think that's a big reach. Know who I would go like Kool-Aid McKinstry, in my opinion. They have him like at the end of the round. I would take a chance on that guy. I think he's a special talent. Brian Thomas, like. What do they have him going to Arizona with pick 27? No, that's a good spot for him.
I've seen him as high as 15 to Colts.
That's not right. I don't think he should be that high. We agree there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like Xavier Worthy to be the 4th receiver in this draft, Cam. His speed, I think people really like that asset of him, and he broke the combine record. I think people want that deep guy after seeing the success of Tyreek Hill. So I could see if there's anywhere out there where you can bet 4th receiver taking Xavier Worthy. I don't care who picks it. People love speed, and I think that's an option. I think even if he's on the clock, that could be a Buffalo Bills pick.
Drew, I have to find this out right now because this mock draft kind of caught me, and I got to think about numbers. Tell me what the odds are for first 4 players drafted, all quarterbacks.
Let's see if that's even an option.
First, damn right, it'll be an option. Minnesota, McCarthy, Daniels, Patriots, May, Washington, Williams, Bears.
I got quarterbacks drafted in the first round over under 4.5. If you take under 4.5, it's plus 170.
It's going to be over. Penix will go late first round.
I don't think he will. Like, who's taking him?
You'd be surprised. Another team, because he might be gone away. You know what? Denver might take him at 19.
That's such a reach. Like, you're reaching just because then. You're going to get him in the round 2 no matter what. I don't think so, Cam. I think it's going to be under 4.5. I like that bet.
I'm going to tell you another sneaky quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. I like Spencer Rattler. I think he's going to be a good pro.
Really?
That's my opinion, though.
All right. Yeah, I can't find the first 4 picks to be a quarterback. Cam is not here in my book. First defensive,
find it, Drew.
First defensive player drafted. If you think it's Verse like me, then it's plus 600. I'm trying to think of
first defensive player drafted.
Yeah, the favorite's Dallas Turner by far.
You know what? I almost think it's like Verse is a good pick because if it's not Turner, it's Verse, and you're getting 6-1. I think that's a very good bet.
It's like if you think Malik Neighbors goes
because Byron Murphy from Texas, so he'll probably be the third guy. But I think Verse could be. You know what? That is really smart, Drew. Because the thing is, I get it. It's just a mock draft. If one team, their opinion could change. I know the problem that I have though, because I think he's like with Atlanta, they're going to pick a guy from, remember, Alabama, SEC. Like just the geographical thing kind of helps Turner in that way. You know what I mean? Florida State's pretty close though too, but it's SEC country there at the Mercedes-Benz Dome there. But no, adverse at 6-1 seems very, very like that's an extravagant price for a very good player.
So where did you think Penix wound up? Denver, you said?
Well, if he goes in the first round, he's going to Denver.
Okay, so they're plus 450 to land Penix. They're the third longest odds. They have the Raiders as the favorite, and then Vikings as the second.
But he might. You're right. He might slip to like he's gonna be a second round guy, right? Like
Seattle fourth favorite to land him. Would you want him in Seattle? I don't even think you do.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do want. Yeah. What do you think? I'm nuts. The guy played at Washington. Everyone's like, oh, he's got a hitch in his giddy up. I know he's older, but he's also another gamer. Like if Seattle can get Penix in the second round, that's a no brainer for me. What you think they're gonna? They brought in Howell because they know he's still a young guy and we don't know about him. But if they can draft Michael
so
Penix,
if you got him round 2, you'd be fine. If you took him round 1, you would not be fine.
Yes, and if we can get Rattler in round 3, I'd be absolutely stunned. But he'll probably, actually, they have some of these mocks have him going to the Falcons in the third round.
Okay, what about Seattle takes him round 1, 16 overall? You upset?
I will be upset because you don't need to take him that early.
Yeah, I agree with you. I see some people saying Minnesota Vikings are going to trade back and then they'll take him with their second first rounder.
Can't you just see JJ McCarthy as a Minnesota Viking? Like I just,
I'm telling you, he's going to be a commander. It's like I'm very confident in this bet.
Wow, you know what, Drew? And if you hit it, I'll give you all the credit in the world. I'm just going to tell you, I think McCarthy's the perfect fit for that team, and I think he goes to Minnesota.
You might be wrong, and I mean, which quarterback keeps JJ in Minnesota? That's the question because he's leaving if they don't get him a quarterback. I feel like, I don't know. McCarthy's probably better, but if they end up with Drake May, like you said, I don't think Justin Jefferson's in there for the long haul because I don't think Drake May is very good.
I think, and we both agree McCarthy's going to be better than May.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so that's our 2024 version 1 of our mock draft top 10. Maybe we'll do another one before the draft starts. I think we'll definitely do another one. Next week, we're going to preview, so maybe we'll do some long shot Masters bets. It'll only be a week out next week.
Yeah.
And we'll get back in the MLB slate, basketball slate. We'll see who's in the Final Four after this weekend. It'll be exciting times. Thank you for joining us. Tell us in the comments which picks you think we got wrong or which picks you think we got right.
There's going to be a lot of negative comments on this one.
Whatever.
Know the best is when it comes to mock drafts, everybody's got an opinion, and ours are all probably wrong.
Crazy?
Yeah, exactly. You think this guy's right? You think May's there, but McCarthy's better than May? You're an idiot. But the thing is, we've seen this movie before. Like Mac Jones was supposed to be a good quarterback, and I told people when he got drafted, like I've been wrong before because I thought Ryan Leaf was going to be a good pro. Bad pick, Cam. We also knew Lamar Jackson was going to be the steal of the draft, and I told you I knew Mac Jones was going to suck rocks. I knew that guy sucked.
When has there ever been a good UNC quarterback in the NFL? I'm trying to think.
Well, none. You talked about Trubisky, and he's a backup.
Wasn't Daniel Jones UNC as well?
Daniel Jones went to Duke.
Oh, right, Duke. I mixed the blue up. That's right.
Drew, I'm not here just for the ginger face and the old man takes.
I'm trying to think of any
smart school. All you have to know, Drew, is when you look at Daniel Jones, look at his haircut. He's got like he's got like that southern, like
I'll tell you the last 3 UNC
Yeah.
quarterbacks drafted: T.J. Yates, the Houston Texans; Mitchell Trubisky, and Sam Howell, and now Drake Mason.
Oh God, it looks like. And know what the scary thing is? Seattle's got the best one out of these guys, maybe.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And he's a cast-off.
UNC just doesn't produce good quarterbacks. It's just historically.
It's a system. It's the system.
Yeah, it's just the ACC really doesn't produce good quarterbacks. It's just.
What are you talking about? You got Trevor Lawrence, numbnuts.
Yeah,
you're
he's been shit so far.
Fan. Oh yeah, because he's playing with a freaking broken leg.
He's just been
come
shit.
on, help. Wow, Drew, you're really hard on that's your guy.
I said he was going to be generational, and he's let me down completely the first years of his career. I'm very disappointed in his play.
ACC bad quarterbacks. They have some good quarterbacks.
Cam Newton's probably the best one.
About? What?
Cam Newton, best one?
He had a great career.
Yeah, I'm just saying, who else is better? Yeah, anyways, let's end the show.
You're killing me right now.
Rate review the podcast on a lot of platforms. Anyways, let us know who your favorite ACC quarterback is. I don't think there's any good ones besides Cam. But anyways, Deshaun Watson too. Deshaun Watson's pretty good besides his.
Well, he used to be anyway before he took the bag.
Right. Click like, click subscribe, and we'll see you next week. See everybody.
This has been Drew and Stu. Follow Drew at Producer Drew and Cam at Cam Stewart Live. May the winners be yours and all of the best bets hit.